Number 7, research your talk.
Ah.
Listen as we bask in the greatness of our best asset. Welcome, Gary.
Jeremy wrote that, by the way. I just gave him the highlights. I just gave him the highlights. Is my mind magnificent? Today I'm going to talk to you about one thing. I'm going to speak about one of our greatest assets, our mind, and how we can protect it, and also how we hurt it. Football, soccer, hockey, basketball, racing, boxing, martial arts, contact sports, great American pastime for most of us guys and men, and increasingly a lot of the women too. Sports teaches us many things: competitiveness, teamwork, camaraderie, leadership, values, goal setting. All good things in life, right? We would agree? Mm-hmm. Who comes to mind? Olympic athletes, professional athletes, high school sports stars, college athletes, professional athletes, race car drivers. All great careers. Think about this. Muhammad Ali. Some say he was once the most recognized man in the world. The world. Articulate, witty, flamboyant, loud, obnoxious, outspoken. According to the Guardian newspaper from across the Great Pond, Muhammad Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at the age of 42, 6 years younger than me. Now he has tremors and is unable to speak publicly. Some of you may have seen the commercials. However, the only true diagnosis for Parkinson's disease is at autopsy. Most speculate that Ali has what's called dementia pugilistica, basically punch drunk. Its symptoms include declining mental ability, problems with memory, tremors, lack of coordination, speech problems, and an unsteady gait. He has all of those. It's speculated that his condition was caused by too many blows to the head over his career. Think about some of the others. Mike Tyson, biting off someone's ear, that's not normal behavior. For all the good that contact sports offer, there's a sinister side as well. And that sinister side is often unrepairable brain damage. Every 15 seconds, someone in the United States suffers a traumatic brain injury. Each year, an estimated 1.7 million people are treated in hospital emergency rooms. 52,000 die. 80,000 people become permanently disabled because of TBI or traumatic brain injury. This is higher than the combined incidences of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and multiple sclerosis. Brain injuries occur more frequently than either breast cancer or AIDS, or HIV as we know it. 1 out of every 50 Americans is living with disabilities from TBI. So if you run across 50 people today, one of them maybe has some issues going on. There's even an association between head injury and Alzheimer's disease later in life. All of this is fascinating, but heavy physical sports contact doesn't get all the blame. According to the Franklin Institute, and this is from my in-depth research on the internet, an extremely common delusion among domestic abusers and stalkers is pathological jealousy and preoccupation with another person. I really like you, so I'm going to follow you around the rest of your days. Not always. The same article also suggests that brain injury lesions that appear and change over time in the prefrontal cortex and its pathways to the other regions of the brain would explain some of the wide spectrum of complex, this is a big word, neurobehavioral complaints following less violent head trauma. You know, kids fall, bang your head, those type things, such as compulsive and explosive behavior, sensory anomalies, memory loss, behavioral disinhibition, basically no inhibitions, domestic violence, and alcohol intolerance. Am I combining all that together? Brain re-injury is another common problem in contact sports. Jeremy has his bell rung in practice on Wednesday. I sting him hard again on Friday night with disastrous consequences. After one brain injury, we have a 3 times greater risk for a second injury and an 8 times greater risk for a subsequent injury. In 1991, a 17-year-old high school football player was tackled on the last day of the first half of a varsity game and struck his head on the ground. During the halftime intermission, he told a teammate, "You know, I feel kind of sick and I have a headache," but he didn't tell his coach. He played again during the third quarter and received normal, routine, bangs against his helmet, and he then collapsed on the field and later was taken to the hospital in a coma. 4 days later, he was dead. Brain swelling. Most men are at a higher risk for brain injury just because of the stuff we tend to do. We're the ones up on the roof in the hurricane trying to tie down the tarp because our wives don't want to get their hair wet. But anyway, I blame most of the stupid things I have done in life on the greatest 2-drug cocktail in the world: adrenaline and testosterone. Either is wonderful by itself, but absolutely euphoric in combination. Combine those 2 chemicals with bravado, a bunch of other guys, and something that we can hit, shoot, or drive, and you have the makings of a lethal cocktail. Here are some ways to protect our most valuable asset. Always wear your seatbelt. Children under the age of 13, and depending on their size too, should always be in the back seat. Or just put them in the back seat anyway, I don't care how old they are. Keeps them out of your hair. Wear your helmet. Make sure your children and your nieces and nephews and all those folks wear their helmets as well when they're bicycling, skating, skateboarding, inline skating, riding a scooter, anything where the risk of falling exists. Wearing a helmet reduces your risk of brain injury by 88%. We have one brain. Protect it, not just for yourself, but for those who have to take care of you after the injury. Mr. Toski.